Cold calling and sales calls in general like that actually are the bedrock of an SDR's role. As such, it can be very easy to go through the motions, not really pay attention, and for lack of a better term, not listen to your prospect while you're on the phone with them. I mean, who does that? One of the best ways to overcome this is simply by framing the conversation correctly at the beginning of the call, giving your prospect a specific reason as to why you're reaching out to them. In the video today then guys, I'm going to break down exactly how to frame your calls correctly, both for inbound sales leads and of course outbound sales leads. Let's jump into it. Inbound sales leads. So framing a call with an inbound sales lead might seem like an easy enough task. After all, they're coming to us, right? But trust me when I say there can definitely be quite a few curveballs that you'll have to deal with. As such, I like to frame the conversation with inbound sales leads in two different ways: by asking them for their opinion or by letting them know about the market. If you were to use the asking for their opinion approach, you would simply just ask for their opinion on the content that they downloaded, the webinar that they registered for, or just asking for their opinion of how they heard of the organization. To give you an example, let's say the reason you're reaching out to this inbound prospect was because they downloaded an ebook from your website. Simple enough, right? I'd frame the call like this. So Bruce Wayne, the reason I'm reaching out today is because I saw you downloaded our How to Become a Vigilante in Under 90 Minutes ebook. Really curious to see what your thoughts are on it. Asking for your prospect's opinion on the inbound reason they got in touch with you is really going to help open up the conversation. For example, in that very comic booky example, Bruce could come back to us and say something like, yeah, I downloaded it because I'm interested in taking the terror to the streets of Gotham City and beating up criminals, giving a clear business reason that you could potentially help with. You could then go into pitch more about your organization, for example, using the Bruce Wayne example, which I'm sticking with because the Batman's coming out this week and I'm very excited to watch it. You could say something like, well, Bruce, it's very interesting that you say that because we sell a very fine line of grapple gun hooks, which I think might come in handy when you are beating the crap out of criminals. If, however, your inbound lead hasn't attended the webinar, read through the content, any of those kinds of things, you'll want to move on to the next step, which is letting them know about the market. So this second level of framing can help further qualify the prospect that you're speaking with to see if there's a genuine business reason or a business problem that you can help them with. If then your prospect hasn't read the content or any of those kinds of things, I like to use what other people in the marketplace are doing in similar industries to them in order to guide the conversation and see if there's a genuine problem that they're trying to solve there. I'd frame it then by saying something like this. So Bruce, I found when people download our ebooks around grapple guns like Arthur Curry in Star City or Clark Kent over in Metropolis, it's often because they're focusing in on becoming a vigilante in their city and just saving their cities from criminal scum. Is that a focus for yourself at the moment? This will allow the conversation to move even further, where you can ask further open questions, clarify points, or they won't be interested, where you can move on to a different contact. Outbound leads. So whilst outbound leads might seem a little bit more complex in the first instance, the truth is the framing structure is pretty much the same with a couple of tweaks here and there. To give a more serious example, let's say you're reaching out to an outbound prospect because they just started a new role a couple of weeks ago. Once you're done with the pleasantries of asking them how they are and wishing them well and all those kinds of things, I'd then say something like this. John, I find when people switch roles into the role that you're in now, often reviewing things like X, Y, and Z aren't too far behind. Is this the case with yourself? You'll actually be surprised by how open people are when you're quite direct with them and just asking them there and then if projects are going to be a focus for them. An alternative way to framing an outbound lead in a more open question type approach would be to do the following. So John, I wanted to reach out because I saw you're new in role. I know we have a wealth of ebooks and material that can help you in the new role around projects you might be working on that historically people in the same role as yourself have been focused on as well. What do the next few months look like for you in terms of projects, and which content would be useful for me to send over? Whilst that method isn't my favorite method, it is a little bit long-winded and a bit waffly, it does get a better idea of painting the picture of what's going on in the business and what that contact's focus is going to be over the next couple of months or so. On top of that, you're also giving rather than just taking information away from the prospect, showing that you genuinely care about what's going on in their new role. Sales family, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on how you like to frame calls in the beginning of your cold calls. As always, if you're interested in more videos around sales or business or side hustles or even personal development, because we do cover that on this channel, absolutely smash the like and subscribe button, as it really does help out the channel. And until the next one, I'll leave you to it. All the best for now. Bye!